It's time for Bethune-Cookman men's basketball. Head coach Reggie Theus and the Wildcats are here to prove they won't back down from any Southwestern Athletic Conference opponent. If you love fast-paced basketball and high-energy action, you're in the right place.
Floats it up. One-handed throwdown.
Let's go courtside for today's game. It's about to get crazy. And now here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Truello, on the Cat-Eye Radio Network.
After over a month on the road, Bethune-Cookman men's basketball returns to Moore Gymnasium for the first time in 2025. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torillo. Happy to have your company. If you've joined us after the women's game, the Wildcats ran out 21-point winners over Mississippi Valley State, and the men are trying to do the same. A pair of wins this weekend for Bethune-Cookman would secure their best conference start for the program since 2017 when they started the MEAC 5-0. But first, they got to get past the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. My name is Michael Torillo. Happy to have your company. Sabrina Petrit-Home once again joins me from the broadcast desk. And Sabrina, we're going to go straight into our Southeast Toyota Dealers keys to the game because the main story tonight for the Wildcats is Brayon Freeman, their top scorer, is out for the foreseeable future.
All right, keys to the game, and the first one goes out to B-CU men's basketball team. And that is going to be who is going to step up. With Brayon being out from week to week, this will be a great advantage for one of the Wildcats to lead scoring-wise. So it's going to be very exciting to see who will that be and if that will be able to take us throughout the SWAC. Next one goes out to Mississippi Valley men's basketball team. Their keys to the game is honestly just to figure things out offensively. They're last in the SWAC with 53.2 points per game. We need to really see what's working for them. You know, going back to the men's basketball team, Brayon, he was leading the team offensively in points, averaging about 16.5 per game. So that's the keys to the game.
Thank you, Sabrina. We'll be keeping an eye on that, of course, throughout the night. Those were your Southeast Toyota keys to the game.
At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $389 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Let's get you to today's starting lineups. First for Bethune-Cookman, Trey Thomas, who will mostly be carrying the scoring mantle for the Wildcats tonight. He averages 12.9 points per game, the junior from Washington, D.C. In to replace Brayon Freeman comes the junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Seneca Willoughby. He shined the last time the Wildcats were on our airwaves, going 4 for 4 from beyond the arc in a win against Florida A&M. Starting at forward is Reggie Ward Jr., the senior from Chicago, Illinois. He leads the team in rebounding with 8.2 rebounds per game. And at the 4 is Daniel Ruzan, a junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, and a transfer from Manhattan College. He leads the team in field goal percentage, hitting over 50% of his shots. For Mississippi Valley State, they come in 2-15, 0-4 in the SWAC, still without a Division I win. Their 2 wins against Mississippi University for women and Oakwood University, 2 non-D1 games. Their starting lineup looks like this. At guard, a junior from Gluckstadt, Mississippi, Arthur Tate. At guard, a senior from Walls, Mississippi, Donovan Sanders. He's their team leader in assists. Arthur Tate is their team leader in scoring at 10.1 points per game. A junior guard from Houston, Mississippi is Rashawn Gregory out of Houston High School as well. Played his entire college career at Mississippi Valley State. A senior guard from Pine Bluff, Arkansas is the top 3-point percentage shooter on this team, George Ivory III, son of head coach George Ivory. He shoots the 3 ball at 46.2%. And the final starter down low in the middle is Alvin Stretich. the 6'8" senior from Bay City, Texas, a transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff. He rebounds at 4.9 points per game. And you're wondering what the Pine Bluff connection is. It's Coach George Ivory, who spent 13 years at Arkansas Pine Bluff in their men's basketball program. That's why his son was born there, and that's why Stredich transferred from there. But again, this Mississippi Valley team has struggled offensively. Sabrina, you mentioned in the keys to the game. Last in the SWAC in points per game. Last in the SWAC in three-point percentage. 10th in the SWAC in field goal percentage. And they're not great defensively either, giving up 84 points per game. This should be a game where the Wildcats assert themselves early and often. But as we saw in the women's game earlier today, it doesn't always happen that way.
Doesn't always happen that way. And something that I also want to go ahead and keep an eye out on the Wildcats, is Coach Theus going to keep these same players in throughout the game? Like, you know, is he going to keep them fresh? You know, check in with different players that are on the bench, see if they can play. Since this team is not there offensively, will he take advantage of that?
Brayon Freeman, if you're just joining us, the top scorer for the Wildcats at 16.5 points per game. He's also the team leader in assists and steals, 31 and 20 respectively, out for the foreseeable future, listed as week to week.
I think I found a nickname for him, Bray Triple Threat Freeman.
Well, we'll see. You're going to have to wait till he gets back on the floor
he can carry that on.
to bring that one out. Bethune-Cookman is 3-10 overall, and 2-1 in SWAC play. They beat Florida A&M, beat Grambling State, and lost to Southern. Southern currently sits atop the standings in the SWAC at 4-0. Jackson State 3-0. Prairie View A&M 3-1. And Bethune-Cookman 4th place right now at 2-1. Of course, it is still very early in the conference schedule.
And that's an advantage also for Mississippi Valley. Since it's so early in the conference, they should really take the advantage to really figure out what's going on offensively, what's going on defensively, what's the next step to take. What should I do?
If you're looking for some storylines for Mississippi Valley State, last year they had one of the best players in the conference. Top scorer, rebounder, and blocker Raekwon Brown, 18.3 points, 6 rebounds, and 19 blocks. He graduated. He was the second all-time in points and rebounds in Mississippi Valley State history. So a big loss to replace for the Delta Devils as the Wildcats get ready to be introduced on the floor. First home game for men's basketball since the 16th of November when they beat South Carolina State 75-62.
I was at that game.
I was not, because I was on the road with football. So this is my first time calling a B-CU men's game in Moore Gym this season.
Very exciting.
It's been a long old run for men's basketball on the road, but they have looked pretty good. I mean, they've picked up a couple of wins, North Dakota and South Florida, 2 really good non-conference wins. They've been close against a lot of games. I mean, West Virginia got away from them late. The score looks a little bit lopsided. Virginia, they led at halftime. Mississippi State, ranked number 17 in the country, they were in that game for a long time before falling right at the end. So there is promise for this men's basketball team.
Let's see if we can use all those puzzle pieces to create a beautiful picture throughout this SWAC.
For Mississippi Valley State, they've faced one of the toughest schedules in the country. Let me just run you through some of the highlights. Iowa State, Missouri, Texas, Kansas State, Utah, UC Santa Barbara, Liberty, North Texas, Tulsa, LSU, all in their non-conference schedule.
Wow.
They are battle-tested, battle-hardened, but still without a Division I win on the season, and have amassed a little bit of a cult following online this season thanks to the Mississippi Valley State men's basketball Twitter account.
What a funny one to go on. Their bench looks pretty packed, though. That's one thing I can say about Mississippi Valley State. Comparing to the women's basketball team and the men's basketball team, their bench is pretty well packed.
Head coach George Ivory in his 3rd season is also the interim athletic director for Mississippi Valley State. Will face off against Reggie Theus in his 4th season at Bethune-Cookman. Wildcats in the white, trimmed in gold and maroon. The Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils in the green, trimmed in white and red.
The crowd, the more maniacs are back, Mike.
The Hail Wildcats chant rings around Moore Gym for the first time in 2025. Oh, I've missed this atmosphere.
Very much do. Student section is slowly but surely filling up.
Don't have the band in here tonight. We'll have them next homestand.
Yep.
It's Ruzan and Stretich for the tip. And we are underway. The Wildcats win the tip. They'll attack the basket to viewers right. Valley going to the left. Seneca Willoughby runs the point for the Wildcats in the absence of Brayon Freeman. Here's Trey Thomas. Really need a big game from him. Carolero Martin launches a three and misses it. An offensive rebound for Seneca, but he stepped out of bounds while doing so.
These look like new uniforms. They look great.
And new uniforms for the Wildcats this year on the men's side. The women's still rocking the same look as a season ago.
Still looking great, though. Don't get me wrong.
Wildcats start in some full court pressure. Arthur Tate blazes into the front court.
Wildcats in a 1-2-2 defense, falling back into a 2-3.
Alvin Stretich controls, hands to Donovan Sanders. Sanders, the top assister on the team. And then throwing it out of bounds is Tate, but it'll stay with Valley, last touched by Carolero Martin. 7 on the shot clock on the first possession of the game for Mississippi Valley. Stretich backing down to Ruzan. Stretich fading away, and he missed it. And it'll be Wildcat ball. I'm going to use the same term I did in the women's game, a trepidatious start.
Trepidatious.
Offensively for both teams.
What a word.
A minute gone by, no score. And the Wildcats with their second offensive possession. Trey Thomas takes a straight on three. Kaboom!
What a way to start the first quarter.
Thomas is going to have to pick up a lot. He's already averaging 12.9 a game, but you missed the 16 and a half from Freeman.
I think he's ready, though.
Thomas from Washington, D.C., a transfer from Hampton.
Yep.
Floater in the lane, off to the right, rebound by Ward. Reggie Ward racing against George Ivory. Had that big throwdown to cap the win against Florida A&M. He finds Carolero Martin. Martin drives, tries to throw it back to Ward and throws it over his head.
Okay.
Reggie Ward, a little bit small to be playing that 5 position, 6'6", 230.
That's small, Mike. But yeah, realistically speaking.
It's small. I mean, listen, the two of us shouldn't be talking about that, but it's small in terms of basketball.
Absolutely, yeah.
Here's Arthur Tate, their leading scorer, wearing the letter O. Transfer from Coahoma Community College.
Now, you know, my favorite word is that, you know, favorite term is synchronized defense. And we definitely see that with the Wildcats basketball.
Launching and missing is Tate at the end of the shot clock. Good defense by the Wildcats.
They're definitely pressurizing them to take shots that they are not comfortable with. And that's what I mean by starting off in the beginning of the game to ensure and be comfortable towards the second half.
I'd like to see the Wildcats attack the paint a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Willoughby throws it back to Daniel Ruzan. He takes a mid-ranger and banks it in.
Nice.
Ruzan makes a deposit. And the Wildcats are up 5-0.
Ruzan from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Donovan Sanders calls a play. Transfer from Mississippi Gulf Coast College. Flashing through is McGregory. Down low. No foul called. Another stop for B-CU. Trey Thomas. Oh, he thought about that deep one. He's down to drive instead,
nice.
And he's going to get it. Thomas has got 5 in the early going. And unlike the Wildcat women, the Wildcat men out of the gate hot.
Straight out there. That energy that we usually look for.
Down low goes Seneca Willoughby. Rips it away.
Oh, I honestly think the Wildcats are locked in this game. They're communicating effectively.
Ruzan backing down Stretich. Goes right at him. Hook shot, no good. 7-0 Wildcats, 16-10 to go first half. Really slow offense for Mississippi Valley. They get into the front court and then just stop.
Yeah.
For 5 or 10 seconds.
They're trying to see or read the court and see what places are going to be able to fit for them to make a shot.
A really spread offense here. They're just letting Tate go to work against Ward. Tate crosses up Ward, and then Reggie strips him, but loses the ball out of bounds as we head to our first media timeout. Do you love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Wojnowski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WBLE Daytona Beach every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. to catch the show live before the women's basketball games, or you can listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. I'm sure Bryce, Brian, and I will have a lot to say about this weekend of basketball action this week.
Hopefully.
Still got to get through this one and then the men's game on Monday against Pine Bluff.
Interesting. That's going to be an interesting game as well.
Sabrina, a hot start for the men. They lead at 7-0. What have you seen so far?
Exactly. Honestly, I think everything that I was asking for in the women's basketball team, though, men's are bringing it. That energy that I was looking for in the beginning, as soon as tip-off starts, going straight into the pressure, straight into the paint, working that ball around, communicating effectively. That's what I was looking for, just so that they could be a little bit more comfortable come towards the second half of the game. You know, against Mississippi Valley, I still think they have some things that they need to be worked out. You know, no points on the board. You know, maybe they're trying to figure out what plays are going to be able to work with them. But that just goes to show you how the Wildcats are effectively running their defense. Falling from a 1-2-2 to a 3-2 and back to a 1-2-2, moving with the ball, moving with the players.
I mean, Coach Theus preaches defense. I mean, you were there at the end of the Florida A&M game where they got 4 straight steals at the end to close out the game. At the beginning of the Grambling State game, they forced Grambling State to miss 21 of their first 24 shots. So this team is built from the defense out. That's how Coach Theus likes to play basketball, and that's what they've been doing so far with a couple of impressive stops.
Absolutely.
Valley on the ball, 3 to shoot after Ward got the steal but tapped the ball out of bounds. They'll trigger the inbounds, take a 3 from Sanders, knocks it down, and Valley's on the board. First real defensive breakdown for the Wildcats of the game right there. Nobody covered Sanders, who shoots the 3 at just 10%. Wildcats try to respond in kind, but it's off the window.
They can't keep expecting those threes are going to fall. Regardless, they need to make sure they're crashing those boards.
Sanders throws the ball out of bounds.
Some yelling on the court there.
And you can tell Sanders was looking for a drive and kick. That was a design play. But neither of the 2 Devils that were over there rotated to get the ball.
I'm really hoping that Mississippi Valley is not relying on Tate to carry the team. In some way, some form, they need to be able to, you know, put in their twos in there.
Donovan Sanders, who hit that 3, came into the game just 4 for 39. That's a great move. Gianni Hunt, this is his first game back after missing the last few with an injury. He gets a nice layup, and the Wildcats lead is 9-3. But
really excited to see him play. I haven't seen him much.
To finish my point, Sanders just 4 of 39 from 3 coming into the game. Wildcats swarm under the basket defensively and take the possession back. That was Moses Horn, the freshman, missing that layup. He immediately is replaced by Rashawn McGregory. McGregory, this is only his 5th game played on this season, only played in the 4 SWAC games previously, so didn't play at all in 2024. Gianni Hunt, back to Willoughby. Down low, Ruzon has position. No foul. Ruzon gets it back and finishes.
Put back and clean up. Exactly what we're looking for. Those points make a difference.
The bench for Bethune-Cookman exploded like, where's the foul? And Ruzon didn't need it.
Said, I got this.
And a reach-in foul is going to be called against Ward as he wanted that steal.
Really bad. You know he loves a fast break.
Ward only listed at 6'6", but he can jump out the gym with anybody.
Explosive, Mike. Very explosive.
First team foul on the Wildcats, first any foul of the game, which is wild because we're over 5 minutes in. Referees letting them play. ISO ball skip pass. Here's Tate. Markel Petro, the senior from Rosedale, drives into a double team, gives it up to Stredic, who misses, and Tate can't put the rebound back in. Hunt, attacking, all the way in, kicks it to the corner, looking for Willoughby. Awkward catch for Seneca.
Hoping they shoot it back to the top, resetting.
Wildcats will reset. And a foul gonna be called on the reach. As Daniel Ruzon can't get position underneath. They're gonna call the foul on Jair Horton, the junior from Nashville, Tennessee. And just like Bethune-Cookman, Mississippi Valley State rides their starters a lot. Donovan Sanders is 4th in the SWAC in minutes per game.
Wow.
Averaging 31.6. Oh, look out. Daniel Ruzon says, I don't just do layups. I can hit the deep ball too.
Now, I think what's really special about this Wildcat team is that each of these players is an all-around player. And I think that's beautiful to have, especially when we're missing.
Well, they left Stredic wide open, but he blows the layup.
Oh.
And then Valley takes it right back. Here comes Sanders, and he lays it up and in. So both of Valley's baskets have come off Wildcat turnovers.
Yep. So if we take care of those turnovers, then, you know, we might not give them the opportunity to make those shots. Nice ball movement with the Wildcats here.
Weave action. Hunt from deep. Oh, he's got it. Gianni Hunt says, I've been waiting to get back in action.
And he's showing us tonight.
17-5, B-CU. Throws it down low, Stredic working against Ruzon. Misses off the heel, rebound Hunt. Hunt throws it in transition, oh, and lost it.
You gotta be careful of those turnovers.
Stredic lays it in.
Just like how you reiterated earlier, Mike, all of these points are coming off of turnovers. We need to be making smarter passes.
The Wildcats a little bit flippant with the basketball in transition. Corner three, got it! Wow! Reggie Ward now from downtown.
Wow.
The Wildcats only shoot the ball 31% on the season.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're 4 of 6 right now. That's unbelievable.
I'm still trying to find the words.
Three-pointer from Sanders, off the mark. Remember, he only shoots the three ball at 10%. And a whistle and a stoppage of play. Not sure what happened. And we'll go to immediate timeout. SWAC basketball is here. Don't miss your chance to catch every second of BCU basketball action at Moore Gym. The Wildcats will host Arkansas Pine Bluff for a men's game Monday at 7 p.m. Come on out and support your Wildcats at Moore Gym if you're in the Daytona Beach area. If you're not, though, you can catch Sabrina and I right here on the Cat Eye Network, where we hope the rest of the weekend goes as smoothly as the opening 9 minutes, Sabrina.
Yes, yes. Wildcats are playing wonderfully on both sides of the ball, defensive-wise, offensive-wise. I think the only thing that I have to say that I hope to see a better improvement on is the turnovers. The turnovers, just like how you stated earlier in the stream, those are where the Devils are getting their points from.
And it's simple stuff, right? Just not turning around for the ball on check-ins or trying to play too aggressive of a pass early in the possession.
Just play basketball.
It's stuff that if you play simple and you play to your sets, it's not going to happen.
Absolutely. And those cross-court, now Mississippi Valley does have height on their team. They have height all around on their team, even on their benches. So those cross-court passes may not work. Sometimes the fast breaks may not work as well, because you can see, I think there's already 2 steals within Mississippi Valley just off of cross-court passes.
The Wildcats have the 3-ball humming. They are 4 of 6 and 4 different players have knocked one down.
Yeah.
Trey Thomas, Reggie Ward, Daniel Ruzon, and Gianni Hunt. Ward and Ruzon are the ones for me. The 2 forwards have both hit threes.
Right.
But I guess that's the modern game. Everybody's going to have to be able to hit the deep ball.
But you did talk about how he doesn't just do post moves. He's also good at the top of the key. And I think that's realistically the trend here with the Wildcat men's basketball team. They're all around great players.
And they all just play so hard.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's something that even last year when the team was great and we enjoyed so much of their success down towards the end of the season, they played with more finesse than grit. This team is more gritty.
Tenacity, they have all of that.
Wildcats up 20-7 and with the ball in the hands of Gianni Hunt. Hunt back to Seneca. You know he loves a 3-ball, but he is dogged by Sanders. Hunt waiting for Onanina to set the screen. He goes around it, kicks it. Seneca, the drive, the mid-range, the bucket.
And it's in. One thing, I also noticed something about the Wildcats. They have great ball movement. Great ball movement. It's like they're communicating telepathically on the court.
This is the best that I've seen this team share the ball all season long.
Absolutely.
Sanders, oh, great pass.
That was a great play from Mississippi Valley. I have to hand it to them.
That was Daniel Umo with the bucket, the 6'9" senior out of Lagos, Nigeria. Still a healthy lead for the Wildcats here. Onanina sets the screen. Kick out, wide open Ward, doesn't take the 3 that time, but he steps back into one, and he misses it short. And the ridiculous run of 3 balls for the Wildcats comes to an end.
Now, remember when we talked about how even though we have a run of 22-9, they're getting too ahead of stuff. They're becoming too complacent. We need to make sure that we're still not complacent, still crashing the boards offensively. Regardless if it's a 3 being made, making sure that 3 drops. If not, pick up and crash the boards and put it back up again.
Nice board on the last possession by Onanina. He's the biggest body the Wildcats have. 6'8", 230. Hunt with 13 on the shot clock. The screen by Onanina. Hunt all the way in. And the layup is good. That's a great screen by David Onanina.
Yes, very much so.
And he's developing his post game, kind of like we talked about Kayla Clark in the women's game. Onanina showed off a couple of those post moves against Florida A&M as well.
Oh my goodness, I was going crazy about that. I almost thought he was ready to begin with that thing.
You like post players?
I do. I was a post player.
Tate's trapped in the corner. He's yet to get off the mark tonight, their top scorer for Valley. Sanders shuffles the feet, steps back into a deep 3 at the end of the shot clock, and Onanina skies for the board. That's what David Onanina is in there for.
Yeah. Now, I definitely saw offensively, they have Seneca running the ball, but defensive-wise.
Oh, the behind-the-back pass doesn't work out, but
rebounded back.
Ward gets it right back. Risky pass into the corner. 3 on the way. Combo!
K-Ready!
Khalil Kamara. I was talking to our SID Bryce on the court pregame, and I said, Khalil Kamara masterclass incoming.
Hello?
And he has started it off on the right foot.
Oh, man. I think these boys came to
look.
play.
Oh, Kamara blew up the screen, but he draws the foul.
They don't think he was listening. But all of these men, they came to play, for sure. Oh, but like to go back to my other point, I saw what Coach Diaz was doing. He has Seneca running the ball offensive, but to play monster defensive-wise, he has Gianni on the point guard. Oh, switch back.
Gianni has some better lateral movement, and they'll probably see them switch defensively between the 2 guards all night. Sanders looking for the screen, drives in, and it's rejected!
David Onanina.
Onanina sends it to Port Orange.
Sends it to Port Orange.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That
was a clean block.
1 second on the shot clock. Tate falls down, foul called, and that's the second against Khalil Kamara.
Oh, no.
And that gives the
Two
Devils,
in the first half.
well, it gives the Devils a fresh 20. When before they were going to have to catch and shoot with 1 second on the clock.
Yeah.
Now they can run the offense. Here's Antonio Sisk, fresh into the game for Mississippi Valley, the junior from Dallas, Texas. He picks up his dribble. Aggressive on defense is Seneca Willoughby.
I think the energy that the Wildcats are bringing is rubbing off on Mississippi Valley.
Sisk, the kick. The shot is no good by Arthur Tate. He's still 0 for on the game. Wildcats in transition, up to Onanina. He throws it back to Martin because he had too much momentum. He couldn't put the ball up. Martin, the spin, the dish. Onanina forces it up.
And one.
Hoop of the harm for Onanina.
It's him. It's him.
Wow. Media timeout. It's all Wildcats.
Well-needed one.
29-9. The Wildcats shooting almost 70% from the floor, and listen to this crowd. Oh, they stopped cheering right as I said that. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest B-CU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest B-CU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to BCUathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's BCUathletics.com and click on shop. Now, Sabrina, the offense grabs the highlights, but I know you've been watching the Wildcats play defense. What have you seen so far?
Cleanliness, you know, synchronized defense. Y'all know that's my favorite word. It's just the communication being on the floor between the Wildcats. It's beautiful to see it come to life. You know, things that they work on in practice, they're using it in the game, you know, and it's paying off because we have a 20-point lead against Mississippi Valley. For Mississippi Valleys, and I still think they're trying to figure out what is working for them. Their energy that the Wildcats are bringing is definitely rubbing off on them because I could definitely see an increase of the aggressiveness that they're playing in, trying to get those shots, trying to drive in.
My favorite thing the Wildcats are doing defensively is having the guards switch on every interaction at the top.
Absolutely.
And it's really fooling the drivers for Mississippi Valley.
Absolutely.
And that's something that Seneca Willoughby and Gianni Hunt haven't really got a lot of time to work with each other to do because Gianni's been injured and out the last couple of weeks. And David Onanina will head to the line to try to complete the three-point play after he was fouled right before the media timeout. Onanina from Yaoundé, Cameroon, but played his high school ball in America at Bishop O'Connell High School in Arlington, Virginia. And he missed it. Unfortunately, Onanina, not really a great free throw shooter. Only 5 free throws made this season for David.
Is that a trend with the post players?
I think that's just a basketball trend with post players not hitting free throws. Big screen to get Tate free. He's still scoreless, and he maintains that way.
Yeah.
Hunt sees a mismatch. No look pass. Onanina!
All over the court again.
And another and one.
They're going to foul him every time. Now, this is what I mean by driving into that court, you know, driving to that basket, drawing those fouls. Let's just hope he drops the free throw.
That was the sweetest assist. Behind the back, no look to Onanina.
Right in it.
Onanina started his collegiate career at Eastern Kentucky. Redshirted his freshman year, and in his sophomore year, he played in 9 games and scored 20 points and got 16 rebounds for the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. And he's 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Tate all the way, he's fouled, and will go to the line to try and break his duck.
Got to keep those hands straight up.
That was Jesus Carrero Martin drawing the foul.
Zeus.
Some international flair on the team this year for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Onanina from Cameroon, Martin from Spain. Arthur Tate from Gluckstadt, Mississippi. You can tell Gluckstadt's German immigrants because it's spelled Gluckstadt.
Oh.
Although in German it would be pronounced Gluckstadt. Tate made the first one and the second. He's a really good free throw shooter at over 80%. 31-11. Hunt.
On a hunt.
He is indeed. Almost throws it away as Seneca collects it. One dribble handoff back to Ward. He sets up the three from the corner, and it's no good. What a pass by Jesus Carrero Martin.
These plays, it's like they're flowing with each other, Mike. I have never seen such a transition in play before like that.
I think Martin's trying to set up for volleyball. He just batted that one straight to Hunt.
You know that's really big in Spain, so.
It is indeed. Donovan doesn't take the three. Now he does, and it's off the front of the rim.
Nice rebound.
And a foul by Ruzon, a little bit over-aggressive by Alvin Stredic. Ruzon from Vegas. His basketball journey's taken him all over the country. Weber State in Utah, Manhattan College in New York, and now here at Bethune-Cookman in Florida. I don't think, even in my wildest dreams, that this would be the first half score.
Yeah, me neither.
But the Wildcats can't stop playing, can't rest on their laurels. Martin.
Jarrell loving the
foul.
game.
Yeah, another one of those Wildcats that is getting minutes because of the injury to Brayon Freeman. He's listed as week to week the Wildcats' top scorer. But if there was a week for Freeman to miss out on, this one is not the worst.
Nah, not at all.
When you're playing the two teams in the SWAC that don't have a conference win yet.
To contradict that, though, but I'm really happy that some of these players are getting some playing time.
You're
so
right.
we can see
Like
how they
Jarrell
play.
Love.
Yep.
Here's Ruzon.
There we go.
Ice cold. Ruzon up to 9 points in the first half. Hunt's also got 9 for the Wildcats. Donovan Sanders plays it back to Kendall Parker. And then it's picked off by Martin. Another turnover for the Wildcats. Martin then throws it away.
See what I mean?
Risky pass all the way in, up and under, foul.
I think that's 3 for Zeus so far.
A really late whistle, and if it is on Martin, it would be his second.
Second.
And it is.
So far, that's 2 for Khalil, 2 for Zeus. 5 minutes left in the first half.
At 5:28 to go, 35-11, as Coach Theus wants to talk it over. The Wildcats shooting 71% from the floor right now, 15 of 21.
That's a really good percentage.
The Delta Devils just 4 of 19 for 21%. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU men's basketball, follow at BCU Hoops on X and Instagram. Sabrina, I know you're involved on the social media side of things as well. And
absolutely.
Our creative team led by Eugene Robinson does a great job posting all sorts of content on there.
You have a great team.
And if you're watching the stream right now on the Cat Eye Network on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button, share the stream with other basketball fans, share the stream far and wide. We would appreciate every viewer we can get as we bring you BCU, not just basketball, but sports all season long. Every home game across all major team sports. Lots of road games as well on the radio. Behind the scenes content, interviews, it's all right here on the Cat Eye Network. Your show,
yes,
Ball Up Top,
yep,
is on the Cat Eye Network.
I have another episode coming out really soon, so you guys stay tuned.
For only the second time tonight, The Devils will go to the free throw line. Tate was 2 of 2. And now here is Donovan Sanders, the 61% free throw shooter. Missed the first one off to the right. Sanders prepped at Lake Cormorant High School in Walls, Mississippi, and averaged 17.4 points per game his senior year. And then he played his first 2 college seasons at Mississippi Gulf Coast College. Averaged 11.2. And he missed them both at the free throw line that time. Still 35-11 Bethune-Cookman. And Love got stripped. Here come the Devils. All the way in. Sanders rejected off the window. Oh, it still falls in, though. Great job by Kamara to get back. But it still went in. I'm interested to see who they give that points to.
All right, we see that Mississippi, they fall into a 2-3. They see that's working for them, but I don't think they're watching that baseline.
Kamara running through the baseline. It's Ruzon. He has the hot hand at the moment, but that's a tough shot even for him.
I think that's the 3rd time he missed those rebounds for those 3-pointers.
Wildcats in a bit of a lull right now. Trying to lock in defensively. Again, the really slow style of Mississippi Valley State. 11 on the shot clock before the first move. Driving in is Parker. He falls down, lost the ball. It's a jump ball that will, I believe, belong to Mississippi Valley. No, yes, it will belong to Mississippi Valley. You want to see some of the players that don't get a ton of playing time play, like Jarrell Love, who's in the game right now, Khalil Kamara, wearing the white headband. Oh, wow. I thought that was way off, but Alvin Stredick
just floated right in.
Banks it in. And a quick 4-0 scoring run for the Devils. Khalil Kamara.
I know we talked about Mississippi Valley figuring out what's working for them, but I think Coach Theus is also doing the same because it's a whole bunch of different players that are running the ball up.
Willoughby pulls up and misses. And out of bounds, it'll be Valley ball and another media timeout. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at cookman.scalefunder.com. That's cookman.scalefunder.com. Well, for all the offensive brilliance that the Wildcats had out of the gates, they lead at 35-15. They've gone stagnant the last couple of minutes as Valley has rallied a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, to reiterate to my point, back to that, like we said, we talked about Mississippi Valley trying to find out what's working for them. I also feel like the Wildcats are doing the same. It's a mixture of different players that we haven't seen in a game at the same time together, which is amazing because then we get to see what type of players that we need to put together, who works well with the other, what's meshing. So in a sense, we're both figuring it out. We're just, you know, better on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, well, the Wildcats have done better when they've played a more guard-heavy lineup as opposed to forward. The lineup that was in the game for the last couple of minutes, 4 forwards and 1 guard, Seneca Willoughby.
Yeah.
So, really tall lineup. Trying to figure that out offensively is a little bit weird. Nobody knows where they're really supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think if we get back to maybe Hunt and Seneca in the game together.
That was a good matchup. That I really like that. Seneca offensive-wise and Gianni Hunt on defensive-wise.
Yeah.
Really do like him defensive-wise.
Wildcats got to watch the fouls, too. Martine and Kamara both with 2. On the Delta Devils side, the only player with 2 is Stretich. Mississippi Valley ball, 3:38 to go first half, as the Wildcats have limited Mississippi Valley State to 27% from the floor, 6 of 22, and are currently up by 20 points.
Watching that baseline that we tend to forget about in 2-3.
Tate pulls up and misses. And Gianni Hunt, back in the ball game after the timeout, will run the offense for Bethune-Cookman. The Wildcats have slowed way down as well. They were playing at a blistering pace when they built that early lead.
I think now they're trying to run some plays to see what works.
Corner jumper for Reggie Ward is good. And that's something we talked a lot about in the women's game too, is that mid-range jump shot.
Yep.
Ruzon bodies up, but it doesn't matter. Alvin Stredich muscles that one in. As David Onanita gets set to check back in for the Wildcats. Ward, baseline jumper again. That one's short. Oh! Ruzon tried to throw it down to the
Another steal
putback.
from Gianni. When I tell you this, man, defensive-wise.
Kamara down low. Did they call a foul? Yes, they did. If those of you have not watched the Cat Eye Network before, we are about as far away from that end of the floor as it is possible to be.
Yes.
We are all the way to the left-hand corner of the gym, up in the back row of seats. So when it gets down to that right-hand baseline, it's a little hard to see.
Yeah.
Wildcats will slow it down with Hunt. Kamara left open in the corner. Hunt drives. The ball deflected onto the stage behind the net.
Got to be careful of those passes, those turnovers.
And again, those risky bullet passes cross court have allowed the Wildcats to turn the ball over 6 times in this first half. Underneath, Onanina, off the heel, no good.
You have to finish them. Got to find that fire we had in the first half of the first half.
They left Sanders wide open, and Onanina fouls Stredich. Onanina's first foul, the Wildcats' 6th. So one more, and Mississippi Valley is in the single bonus. We had a flurry of fouls early in the first half, but not a ton lately. Neither team in the bonus yet with 2:13 to go in the half. Stredich, a 55% free throw shooter, gets the first one. Stredich from Texas, Bay City to be precise. He's a senior, started his first 2 years at Arkansas Pine Bluff, and then the last 2 at Mississippi Valley State.
More maniacs are starting to come alive again.
Makes the first. Stredich played about half of the 2022-23 season. Then an injury ruled him out for the rest of that season and all of last season. So starting this year, it's been a while before Stredich saw the floor. They called a foul on Umo. So that will put the Wildcats in the single bonus as Daniel Ruzon goes to the line for a 1-and-1. The one thing that is different about men's college basketball than every other basketball league in the world, the 1-and-1. You don't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, not at all. And they're much fast-paced as well.
Well, and, you know, there's no worse feeling in basketball than missing the front end of a 1-and-1, which Ruzon does. I believe I jinxed that one. I apologize.
Let's knock our win next time.
Mississippi Valley has closed the gap to within 20, 37-19.
Okay, we see a difference in the defense. If you switch from zone to man,
this is Kendall Parker. Off the screen from Umo. Parker goes all the way in. Oh, throws it down. Wow.
Energy transfer.
Hunt. Wildcats try to respond.
All right. We're seeing a little bit of frustration. We hope we get that back.
It's been a decent close to the half for MVSU.
Yep. Fighting their way back.
That mid-range shot has been money from Reggie Ward tonight. He's got 7 first-half points.
So Chanel McDonald is the mid-range queen. Does that make Reggie Ward mid-range king?
So far. So far in this one.
Nice
A
steal.
strip by Love. Here comes Jarrell Love. All the way. And one.
And the crowd goes wild, Mike.
That's a nice move from Jarrell Love. Love has not gotten a lot of love this season. Only 14 points total coming into the game on the year. And he just makes his first bucket of the night. And he's got some significant playing time again with Brayon Freeman out.
Yeah.
A lot of the guards that are a little bit further down the order of merit on this team are going to get a lot of chances to play. We've seen it with Love and Kamara playing a lot of minutes in this first half. Donovan Sanders tiptoes across the mid-court stripe, 46 seconds to go in the first half. Slow developing play here from Mississippi Valley. Hunt
Strips it from his hand.
rips it away and then draws the foul. Gianni Hunt goes up to try and throw it down afterwards. You gotta be careful doing that. You may get a technical foul.
Yeah.
But that's a frustration foul from Sanders right there. He lost the ball and then just grabbed Hunt as he was trying to run away with it.
Probably didn't even notice for him.
So Hunt will go to the line for a 1-and-1, which Daniel Ruzon missed the front end of last time. B-CU leads the all-time series with Mississippi Valley State 6-1 coming into tonight. 3-0 since joining the SWAC in 2021. Gianni Hunt. Oh, he missed it again. Front ends of 1-and-1s have not been the Wildcats' friends tonight.
Have to check those.
The only win that Mississippi Valley has ever had against Bethune-Cookman came all the way back in 1980. Sanders wide open for a mid-range shot, bricked it. And the Wildcats will slow it down. With 13 seconds to go in the half, they can hold for the final shot up 42-21. Watch for the horn set here. That's the call from Coach Reggie Theus. With two, Hunts from almost mid-court. Correct accuracy, not enough distance on this shot, but the Wildcats impressive. They shoot 64% from the floor in the first half and 55% from beyond the arc to take a 42-21 lead going into the half. Sabrina, wow.
What a way to start a game. I'm practically speechless, but I do have some things to say, of course, per usual. I think we started getting a little bit in over our heads towards the end of the first half here, and we want to make sure that we're keeping that calm, cool, controlled mentality when it comes to men's basketball, because, you know, we tend to get overly fired up. We tend to get hyped. We're making shots. We're dunking, but we need to be able to stay controlled. We can bring up the level of aggressiveness, but make sure we're staying controlled so we're not making, you know, unnecessary passes and creating unnecessary turnovers. As for Mississippi Valley, I just really do hope that they continue to find, you know, what's working for them. Right now, most of their shots are coming off with turnovers from us. So hopefully they can, you know, start a play and make a point from the play and continue to do that and find what play works for them.
I don't think I've ever seen a men's basketball team run a slower half-court set than Mississippi Valley. They will hold the ball in the guard's hands till like 10 seconds on the shot clock, so they'll hold it for 15, 20 seconds before starting an action.
And it's like they don't call the play when they come off. Like, as soon as they cross that half court, a play needs to be called as I'm coming down. But for them, they have to wait till everybody sets up. Maybe they're trying to read where we're at defensively, so then they can call a play that works with them, but that's not always going to work.
Favorite play of the first half?
Come back to me on that one, because there's a lot that I have to go through.
All right.
Because offensively wise, the Wildcats have been doing great.
We will come back in about 10 minutes. We'll run you through your halftime stats. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard and a whole lot more. That's halftime here at Moore Gymnasium. It's the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 42, the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils 21. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. This is Bethune-Cookman University Basketball on the Cat-Eye Network. Welcome back to more Gymnasium. It is halftime here in Daytona Beach as the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are all over the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils at the half, 42-21. Let's run you through the first half scoring totals first for Mississippi Valley State. Stredich led the way with 8 points, 3 of 8 from the floor and 2 of 2 from the line. Sanders hit only his 5th three-pointer of the season to go along with another bucket to give him 5 points. Parker had 4. Tate and Umo each had 2. The Delta Devils were held to just 30% from the floor, 8 of 26 shooting. For Bethune-Cookman, who it raced away early in that first half, they shot 62% from the floor and 50% from long range. Daniel Ruzon and Gianni Hunt both had 9. Reggie Ward had 7. Trey Thomas, who hasn't seen a lot of the floor tonight after starting, we thought he was going to be the hot hand, but he got that 1-3, then came out. He has 5. Onanina has 4, and one of the best blocks you will ever see. Khalil Kamara and Jarrell Love have 3. Willoughby has 2. Martine is the only player that has played and not scored for the Wildcats. Looking at the team stats, rebounds all in favor of the Wildcats, 21-13, 4-2 on the offensive glass, which means the Wildcats are leading 4-2 in second chance points. Wildcats 13 assists to Mississippi Valley's 4, and one of the things that we talked about ad nauseum with this team is they don't really share the ball that well. They're averaging just 9 assists per game. They've already got 13 in the first half, Sabrina.
Yeah. We definitely want to go back and talk about how they still are trying to figure some things out. Passing the half-court line, I'm hoping to see more plays being called before, they get down to the bottom of the paint, so we can see if they can run a play correctly and they use their players correctly. As for the Wildcats, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves and be overly aggressive and throwing unnecessary passes cross courts, because that's where Mississippi is getting their points from. So if we can, dwindle down just a little bit and just continue to play basketball the way that we play Wildcat basketball, I think we'll be in good shape.
Both teams turned the ball over 6 times in that first half. Wildcats 5 points off turnovers, Mississippi Valley 4. The Wildcats have 5 steals, Mississippi Valley has 4. On the fast break, Mississippi Valley has 6 points to Bethune-Cookman's 5. Once again, your score at the half is Bethune-Cookman 42, Mississippi Valley 21. Let's quickly go around the SWAC and check out the scores from around the league. It's early in the game as Florida A&M is playing Mississippi as Arkansas Pine Bluff, just 4-3, first 3 minutes of that one. It's also the first 4 minutes of Alcorn State and Texas Southern, with Alcorn State having a 2-0 lead. It's late in the first half between Southern and Grambling. That's a heavyweight fight. Yeah. The best team in the league right now against the reigning champions, and they're tied at 17.
I think both those teams are in Louisiana, too.
Oh, yeah, Battle of Louisiana. And the Battle of Alabama. Alabama A&M leads Alabama State 22-16 near halftime. And at the start of the second half, it's Prairie View A&M 26, Jackson State 36. That's your around the SWAC. And, of course, here it's 42-21 Bethune-Cookman. You already mentioned, right, the over-aggressiveness for Bethune-Cookman. You see the score 42-21. You get a little bit antsy if you're a player. You want to try something flashy.
Yeah.
You want to wow the crowd. And it's up to Coach Theus and the rest of this coaching staff to kind of rein their players in a little bit, because the Wildcats play with a lot of energy, a lot of grit, a lot of determination. They can sometimes overdo it, like we saw in the first half, a lot of risky cross-court passes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I am all for aggressiveness, because that's something that I really love to see. I love to see the aggressiveness behind the ball, wanting to get it into the hoop, but there comes to a point where it's too much, and we don't think correctly, and we make, dumb passes. You don't want to do that.
The Wildcats ended that first half on a 5-0 run. And again, it's 42-21 Bethune-Cookman over Mississippi Valley. The Wildcats play Arkansas Pine Bluff on Monday night at 7 p.m. You can catch the game live on the Cat Eye Network. Or you can get down here to Moore Gymnasium and join this packed crowd cheering on the Wildcats in person. Tickets start at just $10. But if the Wildcats do close out tonight and beat Mississippi Valley State, they would equal their best start in conference play since 2017, back when they were in the MEAC. And for a team in the Wildcats that came together really late in the offseason, we saw them, you know, in a couple of closed-door preseason scrimmages. They didn't look very put together. They didn't look like they were playing as a team yet. The last couple of weeks, they have really come together as a team.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say it's probably the team bonding that they have. You know, both teams, they've really been, you know, trying to correlate together, find that chemistry, getting closer, and you definitely see that, and it shows when they play.
Quick, 10 seconds before we start the second half. Your play of the first half. We got to come back to it.
David Onanina's. I think it was a pass to him, and he just inched it towards the hoop and made it in and got the and one.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful play.
My play of the first half, also David Onanina, his block that just sent it screaming into the into the wall. The Wildcats will start with the ball in the second half. They'll attack the basket to listeners left. Mississippi Valley in the all-green going to the right. Thank you for joining us here on the Cat Eye Network on YouTube. Thank you for your company. Michael Torillo, Sabrina Petit-Home, producer Lee, and the entirety of our student broadcast crew. Thank you for your attendance for the Cat Eye Network tonight. Reggie Ward takes a corner three and misses it long, and the Wildcats start 0 of 1 here in the second half. Donovan Sanders, who had 5 points in that first half, pitches it back to Rashawn McGregory. His three-pointer off the mark. Boxing out for the offensive rebound is Kendall Parker, who puts it in. Wildcats, I'd like to see Trey Thomas get some more touches. Only 5 points in that first half. Here he is right now in the corner. He bullies his way down low and gets pushed out of bounds by McGregory and draws the foul. The other things the Wildcats can do, excuse me, is just try and get Mississippi Valley State in some foul trouble.
Yeah, very much so. Take him out.
Oh, underneath is Ward. Umo switches on to him. Ward gets fouled as he tried to go up and under. Oh, no.
They didn't call that?
They didn't call that. They said Ward stepped out of bounds first.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
A slow start for the Wildcats on offense. A minute, 52 seconds gone by second half. No points yet for the Wildcats.
I haven't seen them press this season so far.
And in a game like this where you're up by 19, I don't think they're going to press right now. Kendall Parker had the first point of the second half for Valley. He dishes to Donovan Sanders. Sanders 6 on the shot clock. Backs up, step back, corner triple, no good. Rebound Ruzon.
I think you're right, Mike. I think they do wait till that last second to make a shot on Mississippi Valley.
And Sanders just kind of dribbled for 20 seconds at the top of the key. If you're in the lead trying to bleed clock, that works, but not when you're down by 19.
Absolutely.
Willoughby, hesitation move. Almost got it stripped. Handoff, Ruzon. Can't finish in the cup. Got his own miss, puts it back, no good. Lid on the basket for the Wildcats at the start of the second half. Jump ball will head Valley's way, but the Wildcats will flip the possession arrow. .20 on the shot clock asked for by the referees. We'll see if Mississippi Valley can make a run at this. Remember, the Wildcats led by as many as 28 against Grambling State and only won that game by 6.
Yes, I do remember that.
So no game is out of reach here in this WAC. Alvin Stredich all the way in.
Nice
Rejected
block
by Martine. They blitz Willoughby. Great heads-up play for Willoughby to bank it off of Stredich out of bounds. Nice job by Jesus Caballero Martin to get the block, his team leading 24th of the season.
I would love to see the Wildcats to just warm up just a little bit.
Well, they left Ward wide open, but he missed a shot. Scramble on the ground, won by Umo. Wildcats 0 for 4 from the floor in the second half so far. And scoreless 3 minutes in. Sanders races all the way to the hoop and gets it in. And Sanders is hurt behind the play. 5-on-4 for the Wildcats, but they turn it over.
What is going on there?
Sanders is hurt, and he's just walking right off the court. The Wildcats didn't really notice that they had the advantage and just turned the ball over.
We got to find that fire back. This is what I mean by getting over ahead of ourselves. We need to make sure that we're making concise plays, passing the ball concisely.
I think the way to do that is drive to the bucket,
Yeah.
get to the free throw line.
Draw the fouls.
In to replace Sanders is Moses Horn, the freshman from Littleton, Colorado. He's got the ball right now.
All right, we see the Wildcats fell back to a 2-3 to see if that works for them.
Deep three, good for Kendall Parker. And it's a 7-0 run to start the second half for Mississippi Valley.
That's enough. They're finding that fire. We got to find ours. Mississippi Valley back in the 2-3 as well, pushing them to make shots that we're not too comfortable with as well. We need to see somebody drive into that paint. Stop pushing them to the sideline.
Willoughby works it back to the top. Here's Trey Thomas, tries to blow by Stredic. Umo switches on to him. Martin, catch and shoot.
Nice.
Oh! Carolero Martin is the final Wildcat to get on the score sheet, and he opens the scoring in the second half for the Wildcats.
Hands up.
And
Nice
Martin
deflection.
almost strips Stredic. Out of bounds. Wildcat ball.
Nice deflection from Zeus.
Martin getting it done on both ends. And I thought he might not have started this second half because he came in with 2 fouls.
Well, we did see a lot of him during FAMU being more of an all-around player.
Martin not really in there for his offense, more for his passing and defense. He had that great pass.
Yeah.
It was almost a volleyball bat. Back to Hunt. Here's Trey Thomas for 3. He's got it.
Found our fire.
2 straight threes for the Wildcats, and they're right back in it.
They're warming up. It's not even cold in the gym almost.
It's still a little bit chilly in here. Another deep 3 for Parker off the mark. That was the exact same spot that he hit the last one.
Yep.
Tough rebound for Thomas as he was falling out of bounds.
You can literally hear Seneca calling for that ball back.
You can hear Coach Theus as well. He really likes to go at his players. You can hear that voice reverberating through the gym.
The passion that's come through him.
Thomas, another 3. He's got it again. Timeout, Mississippi Valley. 3 straight triples for the maroon and gold.
It's him. It's Trey.
What did we talk about? Trey Thomas only had 5 points in the first half, didn't really show up.
Definitely.
He says, take this.
And he's showing out now. Definitely is. I'm hoping to see more of him throughout this entire season.
Trey Thomas, the former 2-star recruit out of the Spire Institute in Ohio, but he grew up in Washington, D.C. Started at Hampton 2 seasons, averaged 5.5 points a game over 29 games played. But he had a career-high 21 points earlier this season against Mississippi State. He's also had 17 twice and 18 twice this season. So if Thomas gets hot, he can fill it up. Of course, missing his wingman, Brayon Freeman, out with an injury listed as week to week. Freeman, 16.4 points per game. Thomas, 12.9.
I think we're all around on the boards here.
But it's really been an all-around
Yeah.
effort from the Wildcats today. I remember your Southeast Toyota dealers' keys to the game, right, was who was going to step up in place of Brayon Freeman, and the answer is really everybody.
Everybody. And that's what a team is, you know. Like I had said earlier in the last game against Arkansas Pine Bluff with the ladies, you know, where one person we failed to, you know, pick up, somebody else picked up that slack. We cannot win a basketball game by ourselves. It's a team for a reason.
Trey Thomas is up to 11 after hitting back-to-back threes, but Ruzon's got 9. Hunt's got 9 in his first game back from an injury. Ward's got 7. Onanina 4, Martin 3, Kamara 3, Love 3, and Willoughby 2. Everybody who's seen the floor for the Wildcats has scored.
Yep.
And sharing the basketball, too. Remember, the Wildcats come into the game averaging under 10 assists per game. They've got 16 already.
But that ball communication and the ball movement, oh my, it's great.
A quick 9-0 run for the Wildcats to counter an opening 7-0 run in the second half by Mississippi Valley. Donovan Sanders is back on the floor. Does not look like he's moving
as fast
at
as
100%.
he was.
100%. Arthur Tate's been mostly held in check tonight, just 2 points for Mississippi Valley's leading scorer. He drives the baseline. He goes up and under. Oh,
that was
what
really
a nice finish by Andrew Tate.
That was really nice.
Smooth as butter. Wildcats still up by 21 here.
They fell back into that 3-2.
And now the Wildcats are really taking some time off the clock. Daniel Ruzon says, leave me open at your own peril.
Him and Reggie got to go head-to-head for a mid-range.
Mid-range competition?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. Maybe that can be a Cat Eye Network feature.
Yeah, definitely going to see that one.
Nice move at the other end by Stretich. Mississippi Valley has definitely bought the shooting form to the second half. They only had 21 points in the first. They've already got 9 here in the second. Just 5 minutes gone by. Wildcats slow it down. Martin looked like he wanted the 3.
Nice ball movement.
But he'll go underneath. Ward up and under. Oh, he just missed it, but he got his own rebound. Ruzon fouled, and he'll go to the line. Aggressive on the boards for the Wildcats. They're out rebounding Mississippi Valley State 26-17 tonight. And we go to a media timeout. Come be a part of B-CU Athletics and support the Cat Eye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the Cat Eye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. That's BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. And your business could be on air with the Wildcats. We've got basketball season left to go, all of baseball and softball season, plenty of sponsorship opportunities here on the Cat Eye Network. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club. That's bcuathletics.com/champions club. The Wildcats, after a slow start to the second half, have run out 11 of the last 14 points and lead it comfortably 53-32 with 13:43 to play. Alvin Stretich is into double figures for the Delta Devils. 2 in double figures for the Wildcats. Ruzon with 11 and Thomas with 11.
It's a very exciting game here. I'm expecting that heat to turn back up within less like 8 minutes, 7 minutes. It always happens like that. It's going to get real rowdy, and you're going to feel that energy just spike up within the last minute. I expect from them to do that. You know, they're playing calm, cool, collected now, but what I'm expecting is that aggressiveness back up around that 8 minutes.
And I want to see the Wildcats continue to remain cool, calm, and collected. When you're up by 20, just hold them at arm's length. You can even trade basket for basket if you want to see the rest of this game out. You should not have to pull your hair out to get to the end of this game. But so many times in this conference, it doesn't matter how big the lead is, teams come back and make a game of it. And oftentimes here at Moore Gymnasium, it's the Wildcats pulling off crazy comebacks. I remember around this time last year against Southern, the Wildcats pulled off a 15-point comeback in the last 5 minutes and won the game in overtime in one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
I was sitting right over there, Mike. I remember that
I was sitting right here.
Yeah.
Daniel Ruzon makes his first penalty shot. And the second one is also good. And Onanita comes back in to replace Daniel Ruzon. Great night for Ruzon.
Yeah.
13 points on 5 of 10 shooting with 5 rebounds.
55% at the free throw line as well, too. Nice. Monster
On-ball
play.
defense by Trey.
Nice.
Ward strips it away from Umo and then gets tackled. Sign him up for the football team. And a foul goes against, correction, that's not Umo, that's Jair Horton. That was a legit football tackle. He wrapped up, he dropped his hips.
Held on to that ball, though.
Yeah. It'll be Wildcat ball. As you see George Ivory walk past Seneca Willoughby. Ivory, also the interim athletic director for Mississippi Valley right now. Spent 13 years as the head coach for Arkansas Pine Bluff, won the 2010 SWAC title and his first round NCAA national tournament game.
Wow.
And one of the best seasons in Pine Bluff history.
Nice pass.
Thomas fakes the deep three. Seneca skips it to Hunt. Down low, Ward. Hunt gets it back. His triple is way off the mark, misses everything. Long pass ahead. Nobody got back in transition. Stredic lays it in. I know you got on the women's team for doing this on Thursday.
You gotta be careful with that.
And it's a complacency thing again, right?
Yep.
You're up by 20 points and
Getting too comfortable, cannot get too comfortable. There is no such thing as comfortability in the game of basketball.
you could think, I don't need to get back on defense.
Yeah.
But trust me, as Seneca Willoughby throws up an ugly looking
Look
shot.
at that rebound. There is nobody down there.
Yeah, but to finish my point, right? You can think, I don't need to get back on defense. It's a 20-point game, and then you're getting chewed out in film study on Monday morning.
Don't want that to happen.
Tate posting up his Stredic. He's the top scorer for Valley
Hands up.
tonight. Tough shot.
Yep.
Foul call.
Because his hands was not up. We got to make sure our hands are straight up.
Stredic prepped at Van Vieck High School in Bay City, Texas. First team all-district, all-county, and all-region as a senior. As I mentioned, started his career with Coach Ivory at Arkansas Pine Bluff before coming with him to Mississippi Valley State 2 years ago, and has battled some injury issues. But this year, he's the team leader in rebounds with 79 on the season coming into tonight. He's only got 2 this evening, but he does have a team high 12 points and at the line for more. David Onanina getting a earful from assistant coach Billy Garrett on the bench after he came out of the game after committing the foul. A little bit of a press here for Valley. Wildcats break it. And I expect to see the Wildcats start doing what we've seen Mississippi Valley do all night. Just takes a long time to run their offense to try and drain the life out of this clock. Martine posting up against Stredic, falling over, draws the foul. He got kicked to the back of the leg. And it wasn't the referee that was close to the play that called it. It was the referee on the other side of the court. Anyway, we'll head to immediate timeout. The Wildcats up 55-36. Support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. Bethune-Cookman University Athletics is proud to announce the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, a groundbreaking partnership with Student Athlete NIL, a kneeling name, image, and likeness management platform. Through Hail Maroon and Gold, the most passionate Wildcat fans and businesses can engage with Bethune-Cookman University Athletics and its student athletes like never before, and ensure our winning ways continue for years to come. Learn more today at bcuathletics.com/NIL. Tough trip next week for the Wildcats as they head to Mississippi. They'll play Jackson State on Saturday and Alcorn State a week from Monday. And of course,
on the road, we have to be able to lock in. I'm sorry.
They still have to close out the deal this weekend, Monday against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and the last 10 or so minutes here tonight.
Yeah, just continuing to prove themselves.
Mississippi Valley back at home next weekend. They'll get the Louisiana schools, Grambling State and Southern. Grambling on Saturday, Southern on Monday, and they will head to Florida A&M 2 days from now. A Florida A&M team that is currently playing Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's currently FAMU 25, Arkansas Pine Bluff 20, with halfway through the first half in Tallahassee. Elsewhere around the SWAC, 18-7, Texas Southern leads Alcorn in the first half. 31-27, Southern leads Grambling at halftime. 37-24, it's gone from a close game to a near blowout. Alabama A&M over Alabama State at halftime. And Jackson State is up 41-36 on Prairie View. Prairie View coming back in that game. Prairie View has trailed by as many as 16. Wildcats with a baseline inbound. And a travel called on Thomas.
We must have get.
And Trey pats his chest, say, that's my bad.
Yeah,
I'll get him next time.
We got bit by the travel bug this week.
Everybody's got the travel bug this week. How many travels do we have on Thursday combined? 10?
I don't want to talk about it.
Donovan Sanders
Oh, my goodness.
draws the reach in from Thomas. And you can tell Trey Thomas starting to get a little bit frustrated. That's his first foul. The Wildcats scoreless over the last 2 minutes. And Mississippi Valley has hit 5 of their last 6 field goals. As Mississippi Valley has almost scored as many points as they had in the first half here in the first half of half number 2. I wish men's basketball would go to quarters so I didn't have to say awkward sentences like that.
First half, second half.
First half of the second half. Here's Stretich. Stops and pops and is fouled.
Wait,
right at the end of the shot clock. Martin protests his innocence, but he is going to pick up the foul. That's his third.
Oh.
And we'll send Stretich to the line. It's really been all Stretich tonight. 14 with a chance for 2 more. Parker with 9, Sanders with 7, Tate with 4, Umo with 2. That's all the scoring for Mississippi Valley State. And he misses the first one. Good to see Donovan Sanders back on the floor. He ran into the low wall in front of the stage at the start of the second half and limped off the court. He came right back on, and after a couple minutes, missed them both, did Stretich.
You think we're going to find that fire again with 11 minutes left?
I don't think they need to, really.
Yeah.
Again, the Wildcats can just kind of coast out the rest of this game as long as they trade basket for basket. But they're being outscored in the second half, 16-13. They're just 4 of 11 from the floor of the Wildcats, so they've really kind of lost it. Martin down low, handoff to the cutting Thomas, who is foul. Correction, that is Hunt. And Gianni will go to the line with a chance to add a third Wildcat name to the list of players in double figures. He's currently got 9.
What a great way to come back from being injured.
Hunt only 28 points scored total on the year. This is only his 6th game of the season. Again, he missed most of December with an injury and all of the start of conference play.
Looks like he's ready.
And it'll be Khalil Kamara to come back in. Kamara had that 1 triple in the first half on his only shot attempt and picked up 2 fouls and didn't see the floor again in the first half. So he comes back in. In for the Delta Devils is also Greg Moore, the junior out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville Central High School is where he called home, as well as Walters State Community College. That little herky-jerky motion from Gianni Hunt gets the free throw good.
Very effective, though.
Halfway home in this second half, the Wildcats up 57-36 have cooled off ridiculously. Shot 62% in the first half, just 36% in the second. And actually trail Mississippi Valley in this half. Backdoor pass, Moore can't handle it, Wildcat ball. Donovan Sanders has really tried tonight, but it's just not his night. 3 of 11 shooting. He does have 5 assists and 4 steals, though.
I'm going to go ahead and blame that on the pressure that the Wildcats have been putting on Mississippi Valley. They're forcing them to take hard shots that they don't usually take.
Willoughby around the pressure of Moore, throws it to the corner. Thomas steps back, 3 on the way, short. That was an awkward-looking shot by Thomas in the corner.
Looks rushed.
Devils down the floor. 3 on the way, no good.
No rebound.
But boxing out for the rebound is Stretich. Here's a corner 3, good. The second one of the game for Sanders, only his 6th of the season. Remember, he shoots 3-pointers at just 10%.
Yeah.
He's got 2 tonight. And don't look now, but the Delta Devils could be creeping back into this one a little bit.
Slowly but surely, which is why I had asked about that
Oh,
fire.
no look pass, try to find Hunt. If you're Ruzon, you just got to put that up.
Yeah.
He didn't realize how much space he had.
think
And
it was a last-minute thing.
another Wildcat turnover, their 10th of the night. And Ruzon sits down. That's the correct decision by Coach Theus.
Let's relax a little bit.
Yep.
Reel them back in.
And for a packed house, which is what we've got here at Moore Gym tonight, they're a little subdued at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. Around the 8-minute mark, I really do feel like things are going to start spicing up.
Tate spinning, flicking it up and in.
They're creeping back up slowly but surely, Mike.
Valley shooting almost 60% in this second half. Hunt drives, correction, that's Ward. Rebound, Thomas. Baseline jumper,
Nice.
connects. Trey Thomas finally connects on one. He was 0 for his last 3.
Yep.
Now the defense chant comes from the Moore Maniacs.
Right at the 8-minute mark.
You called it. 8:48 to go. Moore controls, goes left. Seneca switches on to him. Ball on the ground. Comes to Khalil Kamara. Tried to rip it away. Is Horton. The Wildcats come away with it. Here's Gianni Hunt. All the way coast to coast. Tough layup, no good. A little bit too aggressive that time from Hunt.
Got to take every minute that we need. If we have to set up a play, let's set up a play.
Sanders thought about the long 3. Instead skips past Thomas. And it looks like out of bounds is Mississippi Valley. Arthur Tate couldn't just let his heel slip towards the bench. And the Wildcats will take the ball back. Neither team really firing on all cylinders in this second half. It's been kind of slow and inconsistent.
They need to find that consistency that they had in the first half within that first minute.
Willoughby just standing near the midcourt stripe. He fires. Thomas underneath.
Nice.
It's good. Backdoor cutting pass. And that's the kind of off-ball movement that the Wildcats have really lacked in the second half.
Yeah. They fell back into a 2-3. Saw that it was working for them.
Kamara reaches in, can't get the steal. Horton foul. And they're going to get Willoughby on the reach.
Gotta be careful with those reach-ins.
And we'll go to another immediate timeout. Just 2 to go. Don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Wojnowski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 WBLE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. Well, we do welcome those of you watching our show tonight that are new fans of Mississippi Valley State men's basketball who have followed their viral Twitter account.
It's a great
Michael Torello, Sabrina Petrie home, talking you through this one on the Cat Eye Network. I want to give a shout out to the Valley Sports Network guys back in Ada Bena. They do a great job bringing you Mississippi Valley sports down over there. They'll be on the air next week as the Devils and Devilettes host Southern and Grambling. Wildcats have pushed the lead back to 20, 61-41. The Wildcats had a 42-21 lead at half, so the lead has come down by 1 in this second half. The Wildcats have rallied and held Mississippi Valley State scoreless over the last 2 minutes. Trey Thomas has come alive in this second half. He only had 5 first half points. He's got 10 second half points on 4 of 5 shooting in the second half.
You could definitely see Coach Theus over here speaking to his players and creating, a plan for these last 7 minutes of the second half of the game.
It's definitely a more subdued Reggie Theus than we're used to, of course, in a 20-point game.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll hear from Coach Theus at the end of the game. Get his thoughts on a pretty good night so far for B-CU men's basketball. And a good night for B-CU basketball all around. The women looked a little bit shaky early, but dominated the second half to pull away from Mississippi Valley. Earlier, if you missed the first game of our doubleheader. You can watch it back in full on the Cat Eye Network on YouTube. It'll be Valley ball, 7:32 to go in this one. Mississippi Valley looking for their first win over Bethune-Cookman since 1980, and Alvin Stredich has been excellent tonight. He's got 16.
Off the offensive, they are pressing.
And Gianni Hunt gets fouled on a reach by Donovan Sanders, and I think Hunt got bailed out by the whistle a little bit there because he was set to turn the ball over.
Very much so.
Tried to go behind the back, dribble to a double team instead of using the pass. Even in big wins like this, always things to clean up, always things that...
to work on. It's an everyday thing.
Yep, always things to be talked about in the film room on Monday. Reggie Ward almost got the and one, just missed it short, but he'll go to the line for 2 more. That's what I think has really been slow about this second half. There's been a ton of free throws.
Yeah.
The Wildcats, this is their 3rd trip to the line. The Devils have already been 3 times. Plus, the Wildcats are already in the single bonus. 7 fouls on Mississippi Valley State with 7:12 to go. So the offenses have not just been start-stop for both teams. It's been the fouls as well. Reggie Ward flips it up and in. Reggie Ward is a really important part of this team, Sabrina. He's the one player that came back from last year's team that played significant minutes down the stretch in the SWAC tournament, in the CBI.
The energy that he brings to the team as well.
He just brings that experience of playing in this conference, of knowing what it's like to go on the road to hostile gyms like Jackson State, Southern, Grambling.
It has a chance now to lead.
Here's Horton on the baseline. Just too strong on that hook shot. Ward with the rebound. Reggie Ward has got 8 rebounds now. Flying to the hoop and getting it in and flexing is Trey Thomas.
Trey is him. It's him.
We thought, was he going to step up in the absence of Breon Freeman? The answer is yes. He's got 17 tonight. Down low, Stredich. He's been battling all night long, and another and one opportunity for Alvin Stredich. He's blown past his season average of points, which is just 9.9. He's on for a 20-point night, Stredich. Unfortunately, the rest of his team hasn't picked him up. Only 5 Delta Devils have scored.
Oh, so he's the main scorer of the night.
Sanders has got 10, Parker 9, Tate 6, and Umo 2. That's it for Mississippi Valley. A Delta Devils team that only averages 53 points a game. They will probably get there with 46 with 6:32 left.
I think pressing is going to be their best friend for the rest of this season for Mississippi Valley.
Especially with the slow style of offense that they play, getting as many possessions as possible is important.
Yes.
Kamara open for 3. No. Pinball rebound grab by Sanders. And the Wildcats play some pressure, but it's into the front court. And that ball is thrown into the cheerleaders. He was looking for Stredich on the pass down low was Kendall Parker.
Right.
And unfortunately, the cheerleaders are not going to put the ball in the net for you. Hunt, no
Nice
look pass
pass.
down low. Reggie Ward draws the foul. Ward is frustrated because he knows he should have some of these layups through contacts.
Especially of how his stats look prior to this game.
Ward on the season, 11.8 points and a team-leading 8.2 rebounds per game. This is Reggie's 2nd trip to the free throw line in about 5 minutes. Those are his only trips of the game. Went 1 for 2 his first time up. And sinks his first one there. He does have a team-leading 8 rebounds and game-leading 8 rebounds to that number.
It's a very well-rounded player. along with the rest of the team.
Nobody on Valley has more than 4 boards tonight, as Coach Theus calls a timeout.
That could be another thing Mississippi Valley can write down on the list of things to work on, is working on getting on those boards.
The Wildcats out rebounding Mississippi Valley State 29-24 currently.
Yep.
Reggie Ward sinks both those free throws, and 4 Wildcats now in double figures. Quick stats update for you. Thomas has got 17 to lead the Wildcats. Ruzon 13, Hunt 11, Ward 10, and then Onanina 4, Martine 3, Kamara 3, Love 3, Willoughby 2. I would have thought Seneca Willoughby would take more shots than he has tonight. Just 1 of 4 from the floor, but when Ruzon, Hunt, and Thomas are doing what they've done, you don't really need it.
Yeah, what's needed for that?
For Mississippi Valley, only 5 players have scored for them. Alvin Stredich having a great night, 19 points, 2 rebounds. Sanders 10 points, Parker 9, Tate 6, Umo 2. And the Wildcats done a good job defending Arthur Tate. He came into the game as Valley's leading scorer. He's 4 points under his season average right now. Sabrina, I want your opinion on something. This is a game the Wildcats were expected to win.
Talk to me.
Are winning. How do you take momentum from this in a game that really, in the grand scheme of things, has gone according to plan?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I think we would just be able to use those opportunities since we're in the league. Okay,
look out. Almost a putback jam by Parker. A foul against the Wildcats. I think it's going to go on Ward, and it is.
That's 2. But just to, get back to my point, I honestly feel like if we're already in the lead and, we're winning at this point at a great scheme, I would use this opportunity to work on some plays that we, didn't get a chance to work on through practice. See if they work on the court. Things on little mistakes that we are trying to better ourselves. Use this as an opportunity to better ourselves.
Way too strong on the 3, but the long rebound comes right back to Sanders. Driving and throwing it down is Arthur Tate. Oh, my goodness.
We've got to be able to keep that momentum that we had before.
They may not have many points tonight, but Valley certainly has some highlights. Another foul called on Mississippi Valley. And the Wildcats will go to the line for a 1-and-1 as Sanders picks up the foul. I am currently doing some research into Alvin Stredich's season high. It's 30 against Oakwood, so he's nowhere near. So he's had some really good games this season. 30 against Oakwood, of course.
I know the Wildcats.
21 against Alabama State. As the 1-and-1 upcoming here for Gianni Hunt. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. The Wildcats are 0 for 3 on front ends of 1-and-1s tonight.
The momentum we had in the beginning of the game, I'm really hoping that throughout the more games that they play, they figure out how to evenly spread it out throughout every, evenly spread out the momentum throughout the game and not just one portion of it.
Oh, there's Seneca Willoughby. His first 3 of the night gets a high 5 from the bench as he runs back down the floor. And Gianni Hunt with the big steal. Gives it to Willoughby again. You can tell Seneca wanted to take that.
Another one, so bad.
But the Wildcats will settle down.
Being smart, Gianni's holding the ball to set up a play.
A 21-point lead for the Cats with 4:18 to play. They'll play slow here. Hunt rejects the screen, goes in, kicks it back. Ward in trouble. 3 to shoot. Ward on the baseline, has to get it up. Kamara does. He's got it! Khalil Kamara with no time left on the shot clock. Mid-ranger, good. To silence the crowd a little bit from Kendall Parker. The Wildcats on the season, their highest scoring total, I believe, is 79. We'll see if they get close to that tonight. They've currently got 72.
3 minutes, if we play correctly, we might be able to.
79 in the win against North Dakota at the Cancun Challenge.
Nice.
Trey Thomas with the pretty finish. Kamara pressures the inbound and gets the steal. Willoughby, back to Thomas. His three-pointer.
It's Trey.
Timeout.
It's him.
MVSU.
It's him.
It's like they heard us.
It's him.
Just like that. 77 points, equaling their second highest output of the season in the win against South Florida.
We were looking for the one player, not even, somebody who was going to step up and be the lead scorer due to Ray being out on a week-to-week. And Trey is showing us that it's him.
Trey Thomas's season high is 21. He had it against Mississippi State. He likes playing against teams from Mississippi, apparently, because he's got 22 tonight for a new season high.
Hello? 3 minutes still left. Who knows what can happen between that?
I think the Wildcats may empty the bench here, just get some players that don't often see the floor some playing time. Stick with us after the final horn. We'll hear from head coach Reggie Theus, break down all the stats from today's game, and get you set for Monday night's action when the Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions come into town. Let's go one more time quickly around the SWAC. It is 46-28, FAMU over Arkansas Pine Bluff at the end of the first half. It's all green and orange in Tallahassee right now. Texas Southern up 34-12. You thought this score was lopsided. Tech Tigers getting it done against Alcorn State right now. 34-29, 17 minutes to go in that one. It's a close one between Southern and Grambling. Southern on top, 34-29. Alabama A&M on top of Alabama State, 42-36. And Prairie View A&M has used a monster second half to come back and take the lead against Jackson State, 52-49, with 10 minutes to go in that one. Jackson State has been held without a field goal for 7 minutes in that game. And the Panthers have come all the way back to take the lead. Crazy action happening all over in the SWAC. I'll tell you one thing about this league, Sabrina. It may not be the highest quality basketball if you look purely at, you know, the stats or purely at pretty basketball.
Mm-hmm. But sure is entertaining,
yeah,
though.
you cannot deny that this is some of the most entertaining basketball in the country.
Absolutely.
Wildcats 2 points away from matching their season high in points. Onanina fouls Sanders. And that's the fourth foul, third foul on Onanina.
No, that's Jerome Bay, I think.
Is it Jerome Bea?
Oh, we're so far.
We are so far away from down there. It is Jerome Bea. Bea, the forward from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, played 2 years at Tennessee Tech before coming to the Wildcats. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time this season. Only has 2 points on the year. But is a big body, 6'9", 225, the biggest body we have. Sanders set for this second of this two-shot penalty. Got it. Mississippi Valley creeping up on their season average of 53.2 points. That is last in the SWAC. Thomas shovels down. Bea got hammered by Jair Horton. And we will see him go to the line where he is 0 for 2 on the season. Just the one trip, Bea, to the free throw line.
That's actually Jarrell Love.
Is it Jarrell Love?
Yes.
My apologies. The uniforms, the gold on white is a little hard to see. So Jarrell Love in. He's been in a couple times tonight. He's got 3 points already, and he misses the first one. 7 minutes tonight for Love. Bea is on the floor, but it's Love at the free throw line. Love missed them both. Free throw is a bit of an issue for the Wildcats tonight, just 53%.
Nice steal from
Seneca. Nobody covers Kamara, and he missed the three.
But no rebound.
Yeah, although this building was getting ready to explode if he hit that one. Wildcats pressure again with 2:36.
Playing a little monster.
Stredic to a wide open Tate, and that's the downside of running that full court press.
Watching the baseline.
Both of these teams leaving their starters in all the way down, with the exception for the Wildcats of Jerome Bea coming in. We'll see if they try to get him some points here. Kamara down to Bea. He puts it on the floor, and we'll go to the free throw line. Lots of free throws tonight. Wildcats 8 of 16, 50%.
You know, you said something about me liking the post players earlier. I think it's just reason why I think I do like post players, aside from me used to being playing the post. It's just, it's really is some magic that is being made down there when people are on you trying to get to that basket.
I guess I just like seeing really tall guys do ridiculously athletic things. Me not being a tall person myself. We have a rare Simeon Womack sighting for the Wildcats. Only his second appearance of the season. He's got one of the best nicknames in all of college basketball. Semi-automatic.
That's a good one. I'm writing that one down.
The junior spent his entire career here at Seed Limited action. From Jacksonville, Florida, all the way in. Rejected by Onanita, but that's going to count. It's going to be a goaltend. Correction, Jarrell Love rejected that off the window, but again, it'll count for the Delta Devils. 7-9-55. Wildcats have equaled their largest scoring output of the season. Can they get to 80 for the first time in 24-25? Thomas wants to get him there. Not this time, but the putback jam. Jarrell Love shows some love to the home crowd.
I know he's been waiting on that one all season.
And another foul with 1:19 left. And Trey Thomas picks it up, his second foul. Mississippi Valley's closed this game well. They're 4 of their last 5 from the field. And have scored 34 points in the second half on 60% shooting. But when you're down 21 at halftime, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Let's talk about how some of the players we don't usually see are showing out, Mike. They have the chance to show not only more gymnasiums, but, you know, coaches want to see what they are able to bring to the team, and they are doing a splendid job. Let me just say.
Khalil Kamara's got 2 threes tonight. Jerome Bea has got 2 points. Jarrell Love has a ridiculous dunk. David Onanina has a ridiculous shot block. Driving in, throwing it up, no good. Rebound Stredic, another rebound for him. 3 on the win, no good. And an offensive foul push off underneath against Mississippi Valley. Will give the ball back to the Wildcats with 1:03 to go. That one called on Jair Horton. The Devils have not really emptied their bench, although here we go. Rashawn McGregory comes back in. We haven't seen Jonathan Pace, Jalen Sanders, Antonio Sisk, who's their team leader in steals. Haven't seen him at all tonight. And the Wildcats in the double bonus, so it'll be 2 shots for Simeon Womack. First one is good, and he gets a huge ovation from the Wildcat bench. He's a team favorite, Simeon, even though he doesn't get to play much. He's one of those glue guys, been here a while.
Calm, cool, collected.
Always the guy on the bench that's hyping his teammates up. Glad he gets a chance to play. 66 left here at Moore Gym. A very successful night for the Maroon and Gold. A big win by the women's team. And we're looking like a big win by the men's team. And an easy layup for Rashawn McGregory, the 6th Delta Devil to get on the score sheet tonight. Womack dribbles it out up top. Remember, stick around post-game. We will hear from Reggie Theus, head coach. Sabrina's going down there now to hear from him. Wildcats get the ball stolen away, and then Womack reaches in on McGregory. Jair Horton has fouled out. 3 other Delta Devils have 4 fouls. And Mississippi Valley is going to the line, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 for McGregory, and if he hits this one, the Delta Devils will hit 60 for only the 3rd time this year against D1 opposition. And he missed the front. Neither team has been good at hitting front ends of 1-and-1s tonight. Khalil Kamara will dribble it out for the Wildcats. They will take this one. The Wildcats score a season-high 83 points. They blitz Mississippi Valley from the start. This one was never in doubt. And Moore Jim begins 2025 on the men's side with a win. This one belongs to the maroon and gold. Your final score, 83-58. Big win for the Wildcats as they start conference play 3-1. Bethune-Cookman improves to 3-1 in SWAC play. Mississippi Valley falls to 0-5. Here are your final scoring totals for tonight's contest. First for Mississippi Valley, a great night for Alvin Stredich. 19 points on 7 of 14 shooting, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Sanders had 14, Tate had 10, Parker 9, McGregory 2, Horton 2, Umo 2, and that's it. Nobody else scored for Mississippi Valley State. For Bethune-Cookman, everybody who played got on the score sheet. So give me a second, it's gonna take me a minute to get through all of these. Thomas led the way with a season-high 22. Ruzon had 13. Hunt had 11. Ward 10. Those are the Wildcats in double figures. Ward also led the Wildcats with 8 rebounds. Kamara had 6. Willoughby 5. Love 5. Onanina 4. Carvalero Martin 3. He was in foul trouble and didn't play a lot in the second half. Jesus Carvalero Martin. Womack 2. And Bea had 2. And we now send it down to the floor to Sabrina Petit-Home, who's standing by with Coach Theus.
Okay, great game today, Coach Theus. Y'all led into the game with 10 minutes at 22-9. What was said to the team to have such tenacity and energy coming into the game?
I thought our defense started off the game really, really well. We play in 4-minute segments, and the most points they scored in a 4-minute segment was 6. We had a couple of segments that were 0 and 2. So it was really about our defense. And then the shots were falling early, which got our guys going pretty good.
All right. So you talk about defense. We saw that you started with a 1-2-2 and then ended up into a 2-3 zone. What was the strategic strategy to do that?
Just to keep them off balance. You know, we always change the defense, different types of defenses. We start off in zone, we go man, we go zone. And so we just try to keep them off balance.
Okay, great. Okay, and then we also see a lot of these players that we have not seen before, and they had such a great game. Can you give us a quick evaluation about that?
Well, when you think about it, for our team tonight, we had 30 points off the bench. That very seldom, it's never happened for us. So it's a real team win for us, and everybody got a chance to play and contribute.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach Theus. Good luck on your next game. All right, back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Sabrina. Once again, the Wildcats run out 83-58 winners here tonight at Moore Gymnasium. Team stats are as follows. The Wildcats out-rebounded Mississippi Valley State 33-31. The rebounding offensively was shared 8-8. Second chance points, the Wildcats won that one 10-8. The Wildcats had 22 assists. Remember, they came into the game averaging just 9 per contest. Mississippi Valley had 14. The Wildcats only had 11 turnovers tonight. They were great. They didn't turn the ball over that much. They forced 15 Mississippi Valley turnovers. The Wildcats scored 18 points off of those Mississippi Valley turnovers. The Delta Devils just scored 9 points off of the turnovers for the Wildcats. Points in the paint was all Mississippi Valley tonight, 38-26, but the Wildcats had the three-pointers flowing. They hit 11 threes tonight, 11 of 22, 50% from beyond the arc. They shoot 55% from the floor. They really cooled off in the second half, shot 62% in the first, 48% in the second. You heard Coach Theus talk about defense. They limited Mississippi Valley 44% on the night, just 30% of the first half. The Valley got a lot better in the second half, 57%. They scored 37 points to the Wildcats, 41. But Sabrina, your thoughts on a great night for the men's basketball team?
They did such a great job. I believe that if we can limit the injuries and we continue to play defensively, we're going to have a great season, especially into the SWAC playoffs. As far as Mississippi Valley, I want them to continue to find their pace, find what works for them, and use that to their advantage.
For the Wildcats, again, we asked who would step up. The answer, Trey Thomas and Daniel Ruzon, and really Gianni Hunt came out of nowhere in his first game back from injury. He had 11 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals.
Absolutely, and it's really inspiring to see, coming off the bench, they had 30 points off the bench. So it's amazing to see that this is not just, the starters doing this, but a whole team up here just to make sure everything works.
And to contrast that, in the win at Grambling State, they only had 8 bench points in the whole game.
Right. I think they just needed an opportunity, believe in themselves, have that confidence a little bit more. Lovely to see.
They've got a tough one on Monday night. Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in. Of course, Pine Bluff currently trailing Florida A&M 49-28 in the second half. But they've got some really good players, especially they got a player back from suspension. That's not suspension, but like transfer regulations. They got a player back who's really, really good from New Mexico State.
It's going to be very exciting to see. I'm sending all the best of the luck to our Wildcats.
We'll have that one for you 7 p.m., 10 minutes before for pregame. That's Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on the Cat Eye Network. That'll do it. Thank you for tuning in, not just to this game, but for our entire doubleheader today, our first doubleheader of the season. Sabrina and I get to go rest our voices.
Yes, we can.
The team gets to go rest their muscles and get ready for Monday night. For Sabrina Petit home with me here at the desk, producer Lee, and our entire student-run broadcast crew here at Moore Gymnasium. My name is Michael Torillo. Thank you so much for watching this evening, and hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.